Hi, Raj.
Hey, what's up, T?
Nothing much. Thank you so much for coming to sit down with me on the podcast, finally.
Nah, this is amazing. I'm really proud of you. Like, what y'all are creating here it's beautiful. Like, the setup is amazing, so I'm excited
Thank you
for
so
sure.
much. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm finally in the chair. What's
In the
up?
hot seat.
What's up, yo? I ain't been in a hot seat. It's been a while. I haven't been in a hot seat, so I'm ready. So
Fire away.
let's get it.
Okay. Okay, well, first of all, I know you're here because
Talk to
you
me.
are a father.
Me?
You're a father.
um, I think I am. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
How many children?
One, and I couldn't really deny her if I wanted to, because we look like we just took my face and just like merged it onto hers, and I've been with her since day one, literally, first entry into the world. You see what I'm saying? Like, I was the first person that was there with her. So that's my twin. She's 7 now.
Wow.
So
Oh, my
It's been a
goodness.
hell of a journey so far.
How old were you when you had her?
I was 20. I was 23. I was 23 when I had her.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So you were like around the time I had Dakota when I was 21. So how was that? Because that's still considered being a young parent
Yeah.
in today's time. How was that when you first found out you were going to become a father?
It was different because I was also the youngest out of like most of my friend groups, because I come from like a later birthday in the year, right? So I'm end of September. So by the time we get into school, then my birthday happens, right? And then, or happened, I guess, 'cause I'm not in school right now. But I was always young, so I skipped a couple grades. So I was a little bit behind. So when my 23 was like most of my friends, like 25 or 26. So coming into parenthood out of a group who was not only older, but like they really wasn't lining up to be parents either. I was really out there by myself for real, like, and it was just it was still comforting, and my spirit was settled in the idea of being a father, because it didn't feel unnatural. It didn't feel like, despite not having, support in the way of, having people that could relate to me at the time, it was just like, I kind of always had a feeling I would be a good dad. You know what I'm saying? I was always rocking with kids. I was always good with kids. So I always kind of knew, like, all right, when I am a dad, I don't think that's going to be the scariest thing in my life. And I was right. Thank
Wow.
God.
That's beautiful. The way you put that was like thoroughly thought out. I love that.
Because I've been thinking about it
Mm-hmm.
for, I've thought about my parenting, right? Like, I've taken time to think about me as a parent over the years, and like my journey and my ups and downs with who I've been from the beginning to now. And I wasn't always this person. I wasn't like who I am as a man. I wasn't who I am as a dad, like as just a human being. And I've really, I'm fortunate to have been able to work to this point, because it's reflecting in her now. You see what I'm saying? She just injured herself. So she's got a fracture right now, which might be a sprain on second review. 2 days right now. The kid is on crutches.
Oh no.
Gang is on crutches right now. And shout out to Logan. I love you, yo.
We love you, Logan.
And she's on crutches right now. And foot was swollen, ankle swollen, all of that. Brace. I'm like, oh my God, Christmas photos are about to look so cool, because Santa and crutches just go together. And I think that the best part about this whole process with her injury is her resiliency and her recognizing how strong she is, and her being able to identify and speak on it, like, yo, like, I'm strong enough to I'm gonna get through this. And that was something that I spoke into her, was that yeah, you're gonna fall, yeah, you're gonna injure, and things are gonna like hurt for a while, and I'm sorry that you got to feel that pain, right? Because I'm sorry you got to feel that pain, and the selfish part of us as the parent is we're sorry that we can't do anything about that pain. You see what I'm saying? Like, we can't do anything internally to take the pain away. We could only, do what the doctor prescribes or what we think is best. But so it's on two ends. And she told me that she was strong, and that's what really made a difference to me in this really real situation. Because she's had some, yo, we here now. Like, we gonna talk about it. It's been some shit. Pardon my language.
It's fine.
It's been some.
Okay, so tell me, what are some of the difficulties and challenges you faced or endured while being a parent?
Being a good parent.
Let's dive into that.
Being a good parent, becoming a better parent. That's a big it's a growing challenge, an ever-going challenge, but it was a big challenge to overcome because I had to put my ego to the side. I really had to learn to put my pride to the side and say, you're not perfect. You have good intentions and you mean well, but there are some things that we can work on. And not even but, right? Because that takes away the first half of the sentence. But however, there are some things that we can work on. And I say, to go along with that, the biggest challenge in that was identifying the things about myself that I had to work on. Like, taking a look at me to say, okay, what are those actual things that need attention? What gardens need nurturing? You see what I'm saying? Like, what wells have dried up? Like, because it wasn't that, and I'm just getting to the point now, like, where I'm looking at it and seeing, it was my perspective for a lot of my relationships, not even just my parents, and it was really just a lot of my different romantic relationships, my friendships. It was just like, yo, I was more so kind of draining and pulling from other people, because I didn't put myself in a position to stand on my own 2 feet. Or I didn't secure my foundation enough to be able to move how I wanted to. So I was either moving how they wanted to, or I was trying to get them to move how I wanted to, or support how I needed myself to move. And it was always one-sided. It was for the majority of, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I couldn't really, a lot of my difficulties in the beginning phases of my parenting, like those first couple years, was with my daughter's mother, but it wasn't because baby mama drama. Shout out to my daughter's mother, you know what I'm saying?
You guys have a good relationship?
I mean, I'm blessed. I'm not gonna lie to you, on God. Like, like, it really is, you don't get what I get and not be like grateful. And like I said, we're gonna talk today for real, like I'm gonna put you on to really what it is, but to have, as a man, be able to foster a home environment to where the child is the nucleus, and that's all that the attention is about. Mm-hmm. That was always our priority, and that is what we've, again, been fortunate enough to kind of to create. But it wasn't always easy, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were challenged in the beginning with me being rough around the edges, you know what I'm saying?
For lack of a better term.
Lack of a better terms. I just wasn't really like the easiest to work with, and I just say that, just like my communication really wasn't top. I was selfish in my communication. Like, I would just not communicate. Okay, we talk about child support and shit like that. Mm-hmm. Her and I have never.
You guys have never been down the child support road.
We've had our agreement since day one. My biggest issue was, as a person not providing for themselves, right, and putting themselves financially in a position to maintain their expenses, it affected what I was able to contribute to supporting my child. And by supporting my child, it was, I recognized that my daughter's mother was paying for the things that kept my child going, and her money went to the things that would take away from her and would go to the child, and my money would be to reimburse her, because if she just fronted the money, I just got credit, so just pay the credit back. You feel what you see what I'm saying? So it was like, we just had that understanding, but I took that ease for granted, and I did that with a lot of different shit in my life. So I took that for granted for a long time, and I just wouldn't communicate to, like, if I fell off or I was really like going through a rough patch, or you know what I'm saying, like, oh, you know, it's gonna be boom boom boom. I didn't let her know, bro, yo, it's a tight week, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's a different month, or whatever's going on, what type of communication that we would have. It would be, hey, you just have a conversation. And we kept that foundation of like, yo, if we keep the child as the center of what we care about, we can deal with everything else. And she's a great mom. So her being a good mom is another fortune, like a benefit, because I don't have to worry about her being a bad mom. I don't got to be a single dad in the way of like, I'm the only good parent, right? There are two good parents here. We made a decision early on that there was a decision made early on to raise to raise our like have our child grow up in a home that was forged together because of necessity and obligation, which is one of the like rooted issues in our culture, and we don't really talk about that enough, which is literally like families will stay together and not be happy as individuals for the sake of the children. I'm not saying that's bad.
I think it's bad because then the child eventually will feel that, and then they won't be happy. And then they're off going to college, you know, delving into their own individuality. And then you got two parents that let all this time pass by trying to make the child happy by faking their own happiness. So when do you ever find time to be happy for yourself? When will you ever get that? You never do at that point, right?
I think you're right. I don't think it's bad. And I say that because I don't want, I've known people that have done it, right? And it's not that it's not a matter of like kind of caring about the opinion respectfully. It's more so like, I'm not here to tell nobody how to live their life. You feel me? But if you're going to do it, know what comes with it. If that's the choice you're going to make to put yourself through this, like you say it's for the child, but you're putting yourself through suffering, you are also potentially opening the door to harm your child. Because just like you said, they're going to grow up seeing that. They're going to that's all they're going to see is that mom and dad are actually not happy. Then, oh, wow, this looks really great that I have the two-parent household. I can't even speak to that because I can't speak to the benefits of that because I didn't come from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can't really tell you that I can't tell you what the difference is in how it affects children, but I can tell you how two parents in a household arguing affects a child. Two parents being together and not being happy, genuinely happy, becomes that child's vision of love. Now, where do we start that conversation of who that child grows up to love and who that child grows up to be as a lover? Do we start it with them, or do we start it with you? Or do we go back to your mama and your daddy? You know what I'm saying? Like that, and so that's why I say it's rooted, because it's really deep down. And there was a choice that was just made, and it was create a household, a lifestyle actually, that has two households that create homes of love. The foundation is love on either side, and being a good mother and a good parent on one side, having a good parent, albeit like good intentions, lack of follow through. A man gonna do what he do sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Man gonna be a man. We ain't perfect. And I'm not saying that, I'm not capping on some like bull stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because we actually had we had separated before. We separated while she was pregnant.
What was that like for you and for her separating while she was pregnant?
For me, it was a decision to be made about the foundation that I wanted to raise my daughter. And it was either stay in this relationship and be unhappy and not genuinely happy for the sake of her, or create a lifestyle where she knows love on two sides. However, coming into that relationship, I had cheated on her. So I had cheated on her while she was. She found out. She found out I had cheated on her. The the same day that later on we found out that she was pregnant on that day.
Wow.
And so, and we had already had a history of up and like turmoil. Not turmoil sounds OD, but like we had a rocky, you know what I'm saying?
You had obstacles.
We had obstacles. And I have, having not been somebody who recognizably now to this day admits it to my therapist and has the conversation now, like, nah, therapy is A1. If you're not in therapy, go to psychology.com. I don't know if y'all get, you know what I'm saying, anything for that. Or if, don't charge me, charge it to the game. Go get yourself a therapist. I'm telling you, the best decision. It's literally saved my life. Just, it's a different way about therapy. You got to go about it because you got to cater it to your experience and what you need. And only you can examine what you need and figure out, okay, this is how I need to treat myself. This is what needs to be tended to. Therapy, not just go sit down with a doctor one-on-one. They sit there, take notes. I had to learn it until I was out there. I really didn't, you know what I'm saying, really know the difference like that. The only therapy I had been a part of was relationship counseling at the time we were going through. So
you went to relationship counseling?
Prior to us breaking up, we had tried relationship counseling to see if it was mendable. And it was my therapist at the time that had the conversation with me on the phone and was like, what decision do you want to make? Do you want to raise your daughter like this, or do you want to raise her like that? My daughter today is the result of that choice. Now, to your question about how she took it, of course it was a lot for her as a woman. You know, I can't speak for all women. I can't, tell y'all what you want for your dreams and desires out of the intercourse and that intimate relationship you get with somebody. But I'm sure everybody at some points wants the family. You feel me? It was just that at that point, there was unredeemable damage. You see what I'm saying? Like to the core. And that wasn't something that I wanted to elect for continuing to perpetuate. I didn't want to make it worse. I already put you through mad shit. I don't want to keep making it worse. Now we got a kid involved. I want to get it, like, you know what I'm saying? I came home, bro. I was living in New York. I was in the Bronx. I had an apartment in the Bronx. I was in the Bronx. I was working in New York. I was out. You know what I'm saying? I went to school in New York, all that. I was literally living in the Bronx. I was with one of my exes. We had an apartment together. We lived together. And when I found out I was going to be a dad, I literally packed up all my stuff and came home.
Really? Just like that?
Yeah.
And what was that transition like for you?
It was like, just as my life had been up to that point, no break and no slowing down. It was just motion. I literally left one home, right? Picked up my stuff, packed it in the U-Haul, drove from the BX, came back down in Connecticut, and then we just dove right into the relationship. And now here's the thing, right? When I made that first move, she had a miscarriage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. So there was something that I forget, and kind of not forget, but I haven't talked about in a while. But like the the eggs and the ovaries were on the outside, you know. So I picked up and made that decision to come back home based on the knowledge that she was what we saw pregnant at the time. So much so, like my ex that was in New York, like she called my mom and told my mother that the other girl was pregnant. And I'ma also say this to be fair. The girlfriend I was living with at the time was currently my ex-girlfriend at the time, and we were broken up, and we just still lived in the apartment together. So we kind of were in like this, just coming off a breakup. I didn't cheat on her, you know what I'm saying? So, but regardless, she still had feelings to the point where she was like, yo, you don't gotta leave, like we can figure this out. I'm like, yo, I gotta go be a dad, period. Like one thing I know about me is I'm gonna be a good dad. I always knew that. So I left my life in New York, came back home, and then I transitioned right into the relationship with her now. And then I fucked that up. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Okay, I screwed that up. And then that's when therapy came in to see, okay, how is this possible to be mended? And then we get to the point where the reality is I wasn't there for it. I knew that if we continued along this route, what I would continue to drag out of this, and you are giving me my first child. I ain't really trying to go out like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how and then so she to this day, like I said, she's an excellent mother. You know what I'm saying? But we really had our trials. Like I never put my hands on nobody, but I had hands put on me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And this was before the baby was born or after?
After I was defending my child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But you guys are in a good space now.
Yeah.
That's what's most important. That's what matters.
Yeah, nah.
As long as you got there.
Nah, we got to the point where, again, like the priority for me was really my communication, right? So so my thing is minimize what I trigger, right, by my actions. So if all I gotta do is talk and do this, or you know what I'm saying, I do that to minimize whatever like fluctuation.
Yeah,
I'll do it. I'll chill out. I'll just mind my business. Go ahead. Even to the point where we have had like I've been in a relationship outside of her.
Yeah.
With my child involved.
How was that dating while being a father?
Again, very fortunate situation. I got a cool ass baby mama, and I don't call her baby mama. I call her my daughter's mother. You feel me? I called her the other day. I was like, "Yo, baby mama." She's like, "What?" She's like, "What did you just call me?" She's like, "Who you talking to?" Excuse me. So it's like, to answer your question, dating as a father and as a parent, there are two women you got to think about. Three women, really. The woman you're interested in pursuing, your daughter, and her mom. I have chosen to have conversations with her mom prior to me like seeing somebody seriously, but also we really have a real honest, like, yo, we don't want to do no BS and bring nobody regular around our child, right, man, or like her man, or my, you know what I'm saying, my woman. And so it was like, yo, bro, if they not locked in and you really not with them like that, don't even do it. Like, I asked 9 to 12 months. That was our original stipulation. And she had been flexible. It didn't really work out. So she was like, listen, okay. You know what I'm saying? And then recently I had fortunate, you know, I was able to, I wasn't even there. Her, you know, the lady I was now in my life, there was a point that my daughter's mother and her went and had their own sit down and their own conversation. because one is already a great mom to my child, and then this one is a great mom to her child.
Okay.
So they're both women that come from this single mother. Even she has a supportive me.
Yeah.
Me. Still, she's a mom and a single mom she does things for her daughter,
I like
regardless of me. Regardless of if I'm there, she gonna get her stuff for our daughter.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
So they were on the same wavelength as moms and women. So they were able to get there. And then my daughter, luckily, has fostered a great relationship as well.
That's beautiful. How critical or important do you think it is for the people we're dating to sit down and converse with each other? Because I know people from around the way are like, I don't want to sit down with anybody. As long as you're good to my kid and don't hurt them, I don't care who you're dating. Like
people, their first reaction is like, I don't want no baby mama drama and baby daddy this. I think the challenge is that people, they're really not over their ex, right? They not really over they who they had a child with. So you are kind of like led by the Holy Spirit and like all the forces in the universe that may be to find somebody like, yo, okay, you kind of look like you might be over somebody. You know what I'm saying? People move different when they over somebody.
How do they move?
People that are over somebody will generally there's an air of confidence that is in their self. And what I just mean is you could just kind of look at somebody and say, they're not even talking and speaking and saying words as if they're looking for validation. They're not moving and looking around the room to see who's looking. They're not getting the drink and babying the drink at the bar and seeing whose attention they get. Like, they're very subtle cues. And then when you talk to somebody, right, somebody's gonna talk and be like, they're gonna bring up their ex or their dating life or somebody, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody's gonna tell you, or somebody who really might, I'll tell you this, somebody who really is over somebody won't even talk about themselves. They'll talk about you.
Bingo.
They'll talk about you. They won't even, if they're over somebody, their attention is on inquiring and learning about you, because that capacity is there now, and that they had to work to get that capacity. You know what I'm saying? I had to take 2 years of being single for a while to really invest in my capacity to what I was able to allow and attract.
That was going to be my next question. During your journey of being a father, how did you heal?
How did I heal?
How did you heal? Or
heal from what?
Tell me one of the lowest points you hit while being a father, and how did you get out of that and heal from it?
December 13th, 2016, when I attempted suicide on my life. That was as a dad, that was one of the lowest points. And the second lowest point would really be the second attempt.
Oh, you attempted suicide more than once?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It was those were the lowest moments for me while having a daughter and a child, and how I've chosen to heal from that has been taking steps to create new foundations for myself and different and better lifestyle choices for me.
So
healing. We were talking about healing.
No, we were definitely talking about healing, but before we touch base on that, where was your headspace at during those 2 attempts, and what was it that made you, I don't want to use the word unsuccessful because I hate that, because suicide is something I don't want anybody to achieve or do. So what was it that stopped you from doing it? Nah,
facts. The first time I definitely was in I was in a drinking stage in my life, and it wasn't really casual drinking. I was like outside every day, every other night type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And excuse me. And I, am I gonna lie? Is it the worst thing you really want to do? Nah, but I found myself that it was really sabotaging my life in negative ways, and I was also allowing it to not only sabotage me, but it was sabotaging who I was becoming, because my actions and my behavior, your actions and your behavior become your character. So my actions, imagine we lit tonight, boom, I probably doing something I shouldn't do. Then you hit the group chat in the morning, like, damn, I don't know what y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cover it up. Now you picking up bad tendencies. Now you shame and all these different things that just attach themselves to this life. I got so immersed in it, I lost myself. And it's not a cop-out, because I was conscious of where I was at. I know the choices I was making. I didn't have no direction in life. I dropped out of college twice. I had my father had 14 kids. God bless his soul. He had 14 kids. I never met any of my siblings. The last time I saw my dad alive was 2005. I found out my dad passed away on a bartending shift on a Wednesday night on Instagram. Yeah, my life, like, my story is wild. So it's like, being a good father is really such a core for me because of what I come from, or lack thereof, right? So now, going back to all of where my mind was at, at that time, I was really, that was 2016. So I was rolling in, like, I was like the big shot. I had just come back home from New York, just had a kid. I had jumped into another relationship. You see what I'm saying? And I'm kind of like the big man on campus type of feeling, because I had a few insecurities with that growing up, because, again, I was the youngest cat. So a lot of, like, the positions I was in, pause, no offense, but was like, I was the youngest. I went to high school at 12. I was 5'2" as a freshman, and I graduated at 16. I went to college at 16. I would have graduated at 20 and had my master's at 24 if all of this would have gone according to plan. My plan.
Yeah.
God's plan. God's plan has us here right now.
Exactly.
Because none of this was projected 4 years ago.
Right.
None of this right here, you in that chair, me in this chair right now, like, none of this. When we met, we were different people.
Very.
You see what I'm saying? And there was a transformation that happened, but that transformation happened for you internally and for me internally. And that's when you can start to see and recognize when something is different for somebody, because you'll notice the transformation. I can't put my finger on it. I can't tell you what it is, but you're going to look at somebody like, nah, he moving different. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not what it was. And sometimes it's hard. It's a challenge for us to accept that transformation too, because sometimes we deal with the identity crisis of, I used to be this way, so I feel guilty embracing some of the blessings that come with being this new person.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's a whole therapy conversation.
How do you separate being Raj the man and Raj the father? Because I feel like Tiana as a mom and Tiana as just a woman we are two different people. So how do you maintain your individuality while also maintaining a good head on your shoulders to be a good dad?
Yeah.
To remain a good dad, excuse me.
Yo, this is great, yo. I really feel like if I close my eyes right now, there's a live audience, and I feel like this is just
manifest.
Now, this is really like a surreal experience, because the conversation is genuinely, like, personally something that I wanted for me, and I love experiences like this, right? And I support you, of course, but also platforms like this. Podcasts go crazy, so just want to touch on that real quick.
Thank you.
But again, to answer your question, I'm just now coming into this seamless understanding of they're one and the same, right? I'm me as an individual, and what I'm called for is flow. And what I just mean by that is the things and the people that I am, the hats that I wear, when you put it on paper, they flow. It's just me, right? All of this, like, is just me. I'm not doing nothing fake. This is not a facade. This is me. Like, cleaning cars is me. Helping the homeless is me. Being a good dad is me. Bartending and rocking out. Shout out to Pregame in Stratford. Shameless plug. That's me. You see what I'm saying? And that's just the tip of the iceberg of the work that we really do. And so when I stopped being the socialite, the go out every night, the let me get drunk. If I'm lit every night, I don't want to wake up with a hangover in the morning and get up at 6 a.m. to be drafting emails for my day, to be like prepping my schedule for the month, or meditating, or stretching, or mentally clearing my mind, or taking my CMOS, or praying. Nah, I want to sleep.
Or even get up to take our kids to school. Yeah.
Because there's that, right? Because we're doing all of that.
Yeah.
And I got a luxury to where we have a working relationship with the schedule. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Wait, peace. You know, this is a 2-piece right here. You know what I'm saying? Crown fried chicken combo. Combination, dog. Like, it really is. It's a good gig, right? My life is good.
Yeah.
All of that stopped mattering when I thought and was convinced that I was the problem in my life. And how I deal with problems is you remove the problem. So my solution was remove the problem. And right now, I just told my therapist the other day, like, everything right now feels like surreal if I take a second and close my eyes, because I was so close to not being here to see it.
Jesus.
I was this, I mean, like, I can't put it in like micros. And you asked about, like, you know, what kind of stopped it.
Take your time.
No, I'm fine. I'm good to have this conversation. It's just, again, these are things that replay in my mind, right? Yeah. So it's like, my daughter's mother was the one that saved me.
Oh my God. God bless her.
She was the one that, the way that it had really just went down, and not how it went down for her, but it was, I had made a call, and that person had made a call, and then she, thank God, had just happened to have a set of keys. And yeah, it definitely was God, because, I mean, it's all been God, right? I thank God for everything that has happened in my life up until this point, because maybe my testimony could be something for me to look back on. I can't put it out for nobody. I put it out there for anybody, but I'm not putting it out there for anybody. My story is for me. You know what I'm saying? And one day, this little girl's gonna grow up and read it. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna hear about these stories, and she's gonna hear who her dad chose to be, because me living now is a choice, right? So I'm choosing to be, every day when you see me, I'm dead ass choosing who I want to be. Like, you don't even understand. Like, I can't tell you what nobody else been through. I'm telling you, I ain't scared of death. You can't scare me, dog. You can't. What I'm afraid of at this point. My therapist was like, you can't say that. Yeah, bro, but let's be real.
But why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
If I'm here, I'm taking my treatment. I have surrounded myself with, I've been blessed to have now equipped myself with a team of resources. So additional, just, doctors, and just conversations, and just, again, mending to those gardens that were neglected for so long. I was never in therapy. I never took a pause to slow down and look at my life. My life was so accelerated, and me, when I get going, I just go. You know what I'm saying? I'm the Flash. Like they say I be chilling now. That's because I have to chill for right now in my life, because once I get going, I just go, and it don't. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't stop. So I'm trying to tell y'all, like, be cool. Like we in a phase right now, but that Flash is not changing. I mean, that's literally, you know what I'm saying? It's on me.
Wow.
Yeah, it's on me.
That's nice.
It's on me, but thank you. But it's also like all of my pieces, I like to have a story with them, and that's, for anybody that doesn't know, that's the semicolon is the survivor's mark. You know what I'm saying? So I remember the day I had gotten that piece, and it was like $50. And somebody was like, "Yo, why you gonna pay $50 for a semicolon?" I was like, you don't know.
They don't have the knowledge of what's really going on.
You feel what I'm saying? And like, you couldn't imagine, you couldn't tell if you couldn't know if you don't know.
You don't know the story that goes into why I'm getting the semicolon. Yeah.
The one that's right next to the semicolon is write your story, live your story, tell your story.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And all of that ties into, like, again, who I am. And that's why I say, to answer your question, a good friend of mine, shout out to my boy, my Creed Dave. He was like, that's my right hand. That's the general right there. Okay. He like, yo, you bro, you gotta understand. You the mayor, you the governor, like, and you do this and you do that. But they're not different people. That's all you. You see what I'm saying? That's all you. Everything that you do is you. And as a parent, I bring my daughter to see these things that I do. I bring my daughter to the sites, to the events. I brought my daughter on stage at shows that I hosted. I brought my daughter because I don't want her to see that when dad is not around, he's just not around. I want you to see that I'm working and what I'm building. You don't have to know what I'm building. Fine. You don't got to know that part. I know what we building. Legacy, dynasty, all that. But I want you to see, because I can't bring you to work. I can't bring you to my 9 to 5. But with her being with her mom predominantly, it challenges our relationship, because she's my heart and I'm hers. And she love her mama. I love moms, but if a dad gets a girl, it's a wrap. And she looks just like me, bro. We be in, like, anytime, like, you'll see us together, like, collectively, we go whatever. He's like, did you just carry her or what? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and my daughter and I have a very, I think, significant bond, because I don't just strive to be her friend, nor do I just strive to be her disciplinarian. I strive to be her parent. My job is to parent you and give you room to create your life as well.
How does a parent separate being the disciplinarian, the parent, and the friend? You do believe that parents can be their child's friend?
Yeah, my child's my best friend.
Wow. Okay.
My child's my best friend, and my child calls me her best friend because she trusts me. And she trusts me to share how she's feeling. And she trusts me to share if she's happy. She trusts me to share if she has a problem. She trusts me to share if she's scared of something. If I ask her, she doesn't hide it. She doesn't hide that she's feeling afraid, or she's feeling sad, or she's feeling happy, or she's open, right? And we have a friendship because we talk. I don't talk to my child like she's a child. I don't talk to her like I put her in her place like she's a kid. I'm not barking at my kid. If I bark at my kid, I'm scared of the dog stuff out of her. I'm not doing that for what? Yeah. For what? If I do that with any woman, I'm scaring the hell out of them. I'm definitely not doing it with you know what I'm saying?
Not with the woman you produce, absolutely not. Yeah.
I'm not instilling that in her. So separating having the boundaries to say, okay, yeah, we can have these talks as a friend, but when it's time for bed, you're going to bed. Girl, don't make me repeat myself. Why am I talking 3 times? I don't understand. And then wakes up in the morning. Hey, Dad, I love you. Good morning. Going to school. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, here's what happened at school. I FaceTime, and now she's got an iPad. She got an iPad early for Christmas because of her injury, and it's lit now. We talk every day, but there's almost not a day that goes by that kid don't hit me up. FaceTime, call, text, whatever, because we talk. You know what I'm saying? We have communication, and she has that relationship with her mom too. So we foster that type of atmosphere for her, and we do that. She has that atmosphere as an artist and as an expressionist and as a child to create. I want my child to have a childhood. I don't want my child at 12, 13, 14, 15 having a job out of necessity. I don't.
I love that.
Let's
dive into that, because I hate
kids don't get to be kids.
I was gonna say, I hate to say it, especially in our culture. Kids are literally going.
How early are we working?
Yeah, I started at 16.
Okay, same. And that's like decent, really. Some of them in the trenches, like, we've really been there since 13, 14.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I think that takes away from the child's youth.
It does.
So, of course, the kids are accelerated to adulthood.
Unfortunately.
Because look where we are now with our youth. Are they youth anymore? Is that the term we want to use?
Exactly. What are some of the principles that you try to instill in your daughter?
Honesty, timeliness. We're really starting to see a change in our productivity when we are early, which is really on time, because we can maximize our time, right? And also gratitude. Gratitude is really the biggest thing. It's speaking the words of, I don't want to say affirmation. I feel like those are buzzwords. I feel like affirmations and what people were going around and saying, like the I am this and I am this. I respect it. You feel me? I'm not going to lie to you. But I feel like affirmations should be more simple and personal, right? So, like, yeah, you could be I am grateful, but like I think it was Oprah, right? Gratitude journal. She's like, I'm grateful for fresh flowers. I'm grateful somebody held the door for me. I'm grateful somebody got me a bottle of water. You know what I'm saying? Those speak a little bit more life that are targeted to you than, just I am blessed, which again, great.
Yeah.
Blessed. I am strong. I am independent. I'm unique. Like, I feel like we just try to talk ourselves into courage, and yeah, you need that.
Yeah.
But let's have some real talk to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am growing. I am getting better. I am learning.
I am evolved.
I am evolved.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I am transformed.
I am safe.
I am safe. Right? Using those real words to be honest with you. Like, and so thankfulness, right? So I am thankful for my friends. I'm thankful for my mom and dad. I'm thankful for the bed. I'm thankful for the sheet. I'm thankful for the food. And she helps me with, like, feed the people, because when we go out to feed the community, and that's like something we'll talk about as well, just the event, is like we have an event coming up where we're feeding the homeless, we're feeding the community, distributing toys. She's been to those events.
Your daughter's been there with you.
She loves to give back. She's like, Dad, can we can we make sandwiches to give out to people, and maybe we could build a place where people can come get clothes, or maybe I could do a store that, you know what I'm saying? Then she want to open up businesses now, so she got business plans. I'm not gonna lie, she got her business plans, and I'm talking about like legit trademarks, LLC like names and product lines. So marketing.
Where does she get that from, the business savviness, if you will? Is she more like you, or is she more like her mom?
Nah, that's me.
It's wow, you said that so quick.
Nah, that's definitely gang right there. When I transitioned into the entrepreneurial lifestyle, as a parent, that comes with its own beast of sacrifices.
Yeah, tell me about that. What is that like, being a parent and an entrepreneur as well?
Yeah, you sacrifice, sleepless nights, So on top of parenting and the risk of your child probably potentially waking up in the middle of the night for any given reason, you're up late night because you have assignments that aren't a deadline, but you have to get them done because your business you have to set your own deadline, right? So you have to self-discipline. You have to discipline yourself to get it done. And that's hard for you to do as a parent, let alone as a person. Disciplining your child is one thing. Disciplining yourself is a whole other beast. And to be an entrepreneur, to really be in that field, self-discipline is really the key, right? And that's one of the biggest challenges that any one of us has, and every one of us faces as entrepreneurs, is like that self-discipline. And also too, if I'm gonna be honest with you, T, a lot of people, they too comfortable. You feel me? They too scared. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? I used to be scared too.
Then you're not scared anymore.
Not scared for the reasons we have mentioned, but I'm saying in the field of entrepreneur and career path, like people want comfort. They want that 9 to 5 because that stuff is coming in. That shit is coming in every week. Monday through Friday, they don't got to think too hard. They wake up, they pop out. I work X amount of hours. I'm going to get this paycheck, and people going to live their life. Some people is real happy with that. Some people are really, 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 really good at working jobs. Some employees are really great employees. Some people are not. Those people that are not really good employees are the ones that are scared but jump anyway to say, okay, I'm going to take a risk outside of this comfort zone. Parents especially are super heightened and afraid and apprehensive about it because they're like, I cannot risk destabilizing my money for my kids.
That's true. Yeah.
I simply cannot afford to risk that because I don't have enough saved up for a rainy day. I don't have a line of credit where I could pull from just in case. I don't have a raise. I need this to be stable. I can't think outside of this. What you talking about?
So do you think that it's more idealistic, not to veer off too much off topic,
No,
do you think it's more idealistic for a parent to become financially established before they become a parent, or a person to become financially established before they become a parent?
Before you become a parent?
Yeah. Because with everything you just named, some parents think it's hard to go after those dreams of entrepreneurship once they become a parent because they are accustomed to the steady money coming in for their 9 to 5.
That's a good question. I get where you're coming from. Most people also give up on their dreams when they become a parent.
I know.
So people will use kids on either end of the spectrum to give up on themselves. The truth is, you didn't have to give up on yourself at all. You made a choice. That's a choice. Your kid could either fuel you or it could stop you. And how you strategize, I would advise, put yourself in the best position. You as an individual, if you alive right now, man, woman, if you put yourself in the best position where you can provide for yourself, you can then really explore what your ideal parental situation could look like. Your parental, your potential relationship could like, your potential living situation, your driving situation, your vacation, like your wellness, right? You taking that time to really identify what is missing that you are not giving yourself first makes the best parent, period. It makes the best man, it makes the best woman, it makes the best parent. Because if you realize that you are a parent and you did not have a parent, that's an identification that you need. Because we got parents out here that's parenting and they didn't have parents. And now we got big problems because the kids are out here with parents that don't know how to parent. Now what are we really talking about? You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
If we being dead honest, we got kids that are out here right now with people that are our age that didn't have parents, didn't know how to parent, didn't learn how to be a parent, didn't see what parenting looked like, and now they're parenting.
Lost.
I'm not letting nobody train me that ain't took the job before. What you talking about? We starting the same day. What you mean? I could do this better than you. I got it. Don't worry about it. I cool. We're good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I ain't about to come here and host a podcast. And, you know what I'm saying? And I don't really have that experience like that. And it's even more crippling because it's parenting. It's life. It's literally little human beings that you're creating. And they're going to be the ones to take care of us in a few years, like down the road.
If you do right by them.
If you do right by them. So why are we not doing right by the children? By doing right by ourselves. Because the solution has always been the cop-out. The cop-out has always been it's for the kids. I'm doing it for the kids. I'm doing it for it's all about the kids. It's because everybody, I see it now. Everybody want to tuck tail and stop bettering themselves. It's easier to put it off and say, and I'm not saying it's wrong to want better for the children and the future and yourself. I'm all for it. I teach financial literacy. Me and my business partner, we teach financial literacy throughout Bridgeport, Connecticut, in the high schools, throughout different programs. And right now we're actually partnered with the Habitat for Humanity of Fairfield County. And we provide financial literacy for potential black homeowners. And we have a great opportunity that we're working with them for the next year and going on and developing a relationship with them. That's what we bring to the community as well, to the kids. I was a paraprofessional. I just finished my position working with special needs students with autism on the spectrum as well. So we're really in the field. You see what I'm saying? We're not talking. We run a mentorship program, the DIG program that we brought to the Bridge Academy. We opened up forums for 7th and 8th graders to have conversations about what their lives are like outside of school. What is their school life with their teachers? And you know what? Some of the stuff that we did, we asked them about their parenting. You know what they were saying, bro? They said, we asked questions like, who doesn't want to be like their parent? Bro, the kids will raise their hand. I don't want to be like my dad.
Wow.
I don't want to be like my mom. Who does not like their parent?
Let me just say I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. We can talk for hours. We can talk for days. We can talk for centuries. You have a lot to say, and what you have to say definitely matters to the fathers out there. They can definitely resonate with everything that you pretty much just talked with me about today. I respect you as a human, as a man, as a father, and I am happy that you weren't successful in committing suicide, because the world can use more men and more fathers like you, and your daughter would be very proud. And I think because of you, she knows what resilience looks like, because it's sitting right in front of me.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Before we wrap, I have to ask you, tell me 5 major things that you feel make a great father.
A great father communicates with his children. They don't just scold and discipline. A father is open to emotional and physical communication, especially from their children, because if you can do that with your children, you can foster that with other people as well. 2, I would say get your money up. Period. Bros, as a man, we got to have our money right for no other reason. For, you know what I'm saying? Don't listen to social media and women trying to talk about, men pay all the bills. Men, stand on your own 2 feet. Period. Again, your children are going to be looking to that, and you want to be able to have something to pass down to them. That last name is going to mean something. Okay? Number 3, physical, mental, and spiritual health and wellness. I'm telling you. Make sure that you are, evaluating yourself. Make sure you're in good physical health, prime condition, kings. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, explore your mental and see what it is that, gaps that exist that we need to fill in and start to heal. Unity. As a father, I think there needs to be more community of fathers and fatherhood. I think that the idea of, like, if somebody can go, like myself, can go to AA or other sponsorship programs like that, there can be conversations for men and support groups for fathers and mothers that could really bounce off of each other. So don't be afraid to look to other men for strength and guidance. And the last one is faith. Last but definitely not definitely not the least important, is faith. I'll never tell nobody who to believe in as far as their God, but have faith in your creator and yourself and your family, and ask for guidance. That's it.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Grr, bow. And shout out to one time Feed the People. You can follow us on Instagram at Feed the People CT. We got our event going down for Bridgeport. It's a Bridgeport Community Christmas. It is one of Bridgeport's biggest community events. We're going to have transportation, that we're going to have buses to pick up homeless and less fortunate people throughout the city, bring them to the event. We're going to get everybody fed, clothes, haircuts, toys. We're going to have music, poetry, band, DJ, resource tables for people to talk to, mental health resources. So if you got, connects with anybody that would want to be a vendor or a table, they can come through. DMV resources. It's just, and they're going to take them back after, in a different spots. It's going down Saturday, December 23rd, in Bridgeport, Connecticut. So that's Feed the People CT on Instagram. Thank you so much, Parental Vision. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Big Steve. T, thank you so much. This is a blessing, man. Shout out to the whole team. Let's go.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, everyone, that's a wrap for Parental Vision Podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Tiana. Until next time, bye.